We love our art here in Central Kentucky, and Studio Players is a theater that was founded back in 1953. It's the state's oldest community-involved theater. Pretty impressive. Well, the nonprofit aims to provide the community with quality live theater, just like their latest production, The Miracle Worker. Take a look at the play.
Showing instead of telling history. The Miracle Worker illustrates the story of Annie Sullivan and Helen Keller.
It's a wonderful story. It's a challenging story, you know, and it's not like there's a shock ending here, even if it's a story you're familiar with. You know, there's some new things to see and hear. One thing about this production is, I guess, an age-accurate part of the casting process regarding the characters, Annie and Helen, as well as the others in the play. And I think that also kind of heightens the impact of a lot of the material.
I play Annie Sullivan, who is the governess and teacher to Helen Keller. She was almost completely blind herself. She had 9 operations on her eyes, and so she has endured quite a lot of trauma when this play starts at the point in her life. She's just 20 years old when she gets the gig to go and be her teacher and governess.
My role is Helen Keller. She's deaf and blind. When Annie comes, at first she's really nervous of what's going to happen, and she's throwing all these tantrums because, you know, she wants her mother. But after a while, we come together.
The cast also came together to work through the physicality of the show.
The physicality has definitely been a milestone, like been something that's been that we've been working on since about December. There's this infamous breakfast scene, and it's just 5 pages of stage directions, which means there's no dialogue that occurs. It's just the playwright saying, this happens, now this happens, now this happens. And so we've been working on getting that to where it can look organic and natural, but also safe, and you know, at a good tempo. And then also the physicality of sign language, because that's how we communicate with each other. So I learned, you know, the alphabet, and she actually knew it before I did, and so it's just kind of funny because teaching me, the teacher, and so we've been working on that, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to play, it's fun to watch, and I think it definitely makes the moment at the end where there is that coming together and that breakthrough all the more poignant, because you've seen the struggle up until that point. It's been a struggle from page 1. So yeah, it's been wonderful though.
So why do people love going to the theater?
It's like you get to experience all of these wonderful, painful, incredible emotions, and then it also spurs discussion. And something about being in the space with the living, breathing human beings, it's not even the same thing as watching a movie.
It's a matter of telling stories, but it's a matter of being in a shared space while the stories are being told as well. I think those are 2 important components, and I could probably go on for such a long time about that. But you know, there's a quote that's been running around lately that before we can talk, and before we can walk, and before we can purposefully communicate, we are singing and we are dancing and we are trying to tell stories or retell stories or communicate in some way. And people want to hear those, and people want to tell them, and I think those are 2 things you can't really ever eliminate, no matter how hard you may try if you do.
Great talent there. The Miracle Worker opens March 7th and runs through the 24th. It's on Thursdays through Saturdays, starting at 8 p.m. and then at Sundays at 2:30. For more information, all their contact details are up on the screen. It will also be on our website, middaykentucky.com. Definitely go support local talent.